We begin in Lebanon, where the health ministry reports that over 700 people have been injured and 182 have died following recent Israeli airstrikes in the southern region of the country. Israel claims to have carried out nearly 300 strikes targeting Hezbollah positions. The strikes are aimed at preventing the Iran-backed militia from launching a large-scale rocket attack into northern Israel. In response, Hezbollah has reportedly fired hundreds of rockets back into Israel. These developments come amidst growing concerns that Israeli forces may launch a ground offensive into southern Lebanon to establish a security buffer zone, which would allow displaced Israelis in the northern regions to return to their homes. Our correspondent Yolan Nell reports from Jerusalem. A new day has brought yet another round of intense Israeli bombardment in southern Lebanon. According to Israel's military, they are escalating their strikes against Hezbollah and have begun warning civilians in the area to evacuate locations where Hezbollah fighters are believed to be hiding. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, also released footage claiming to show Hezbollah militants attempting to fire missiles from a private residence, followed by an Israeli strike on the location. The IDF has urged residents of southern Lebanon to heed evacuation warnings for their safety and the safety of their families. In recent days, Hezbollah has increased its rocket fire into Israel, and Israel says it is acting to ensure the return of thousands of displaced residents to their homes near the Lebanese border. However, many more civilians are now coming under fire as the conflict intensifies. This conflict is not limited to Lebanon alone. An Iran-backed militia in Iraq has claimed responsibility for launching drones at Israel. Meanwhile, warnings have been issued that the fighting in Gaza could escalate into a broader regional conflict, a threat that has grown significantly over the past week. World leaders are once again calling for restraint, urging all sides to avoid a larger war. Despite these appeals, both Israel and Hezbollah have declared that they have entered a new phase of their conflict, with both sides hardening their rhetoric and intensifying their assaults. In Beirut, Hugo Bachega reports, the IDF spokesperson has delivered another live briefing today, expanding on warnings to residents in southern Lebanon to evacuate areas where Hezbollah is believed to be operating. These warnings have now extended to the east and south of Lebanon, including the Bekaa Valley and areas near the Syrian border. Israeli forces have reportedly targeted over 300 Hezbollah positions in the past 24 hours in what they describe as a response to a planned large-scale missile barrage into Israel. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant addressed the public, reaffirming that Israel's goal is to allow the return of tens of thousands of residents who have been displaced by the fighting near the Lebanese border. However, the conflict has continued to escalate, with Hezbollah launching deeper strikes into Israel, forcing more Israelis to move north and take shelter. Israel has imposed restrictions on public gatherings, closed schools, and hospitals have begun moving patients into underground shelters. Defense Minister Gallant called on the people of Israel to remain calm during these difficult times. The conflict is not only affecting the south of the country, but has now spread to the east, as mentioned earlier by Yolan Nell. The ongoing violence has intensified in southern Lebanon, with major cities like Tyre witnessing heavy traffic as people attempt to flee the conflict zones. This marks a significant escalation in the hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah, which until now had been relatively contained to border areas. The latest wave of Israeli airstrikes has been the most powerful and widespread assault across Lebanon, raising concerns that this could be the beginning of a much larger Israeli military operation. This could potentially include a ground invasion of southern Lebanon, aimed at pushing Hezbollah fighters back and creating a buffer zone, allowing displaced Israeli citizens to return to their homes. Images emerging today show people desperately trying to leave southern Lebanon, with roads out of cities like Tyre clogged with traffic. It's been a dramatic day here, with a clear escalation in the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah.